Oh, hey guys. Well, another week's over, sitting here at the Loves in Waterloo, Iowa. I don't think I've ever parked here. I know I've been through this area a few times. Yeah, I don't recall this Loves. I know it's new though, so I don't know when it was built. But did a regional run. I did get kind of fucked over the holiday week, which I still got a load, just not something I wanted to do in the first place. And I got empty at a great time for a reload. Granted, so I tried Maryland because I'm only like from Norfolk to that DC or that cross dock. I'm only like 140 miles away, something like that. If that, I don't know. I didn't really look, but it's got to somewhere be around there. I'm gonna say I'm gonna chalk it up to somebody just didn't communicate to somebody I was looking for a load. That's what it seems like. Because the guy that I was supposed to talk to was having to cover the overnight shift because they rotate it, right? So he was not in the office until like later on in the late afternoon, and it's what it comes down to, right? And then I was like, okay, I'll try Charlotte, because Charlotte's like 300 miles away. I could do some pickups on the way down. Yeah, that didn't happen either. He had a load. Well, Charlotte guy did not have a load. He had a ton of Colorado deliveries left, but they don't normally send a truck to Colorado only, and they normally throw those on a couple other runs. Maryland did have a Colorado run. Problem is, if I go to Colorado, I'm just kind of stuck there. I can't do anything. So that was out of the question. Not to mention, they only want to pay $4,700 for Colorado, which that's great pay to go to Colorado, right? From Northeast to Colorado, it's $4,700 good. But these trips take all week. That's all I'm gonna make. Plus, that's dead area. That's dead area. It's not winter. Sometimes in winter, right, you can kind of get some good runs out of there, depending on how snowy it is. And definitely get some great rates going into Colorado when it's winter, because nobody wants to go there. For example, you can get from Grandview, Washington to Denver, you can get $3,000. Well, I got $3,500 to go to Costco. That's what I got. Last time I did it. So I mean, that sounds right. It was just under $3 a mile. That sounds right. So I called up my old reliable, which almost got lucky. That was Troy, right? Uxbridge. Almost got lucky. He had a load that he wasn't sure if he was going to get covered. Ended up being able to cover it with another one of his trucks. But when I say guy, there was a little mini fleet, and another guy had another spare truck, was able to cover it himself. So that kind of blows. But they asked me if I want to do this run, and this run they told me about it. Originally, I said no, but it's a regional run. It's 780 loaded miles, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9? I think it was just 9. Hold on. 8, 6. Oh, 11 deliveries. And originally they had it on 35, and I had no interest, right? I told them no. I mean, I'm gonna sit for the week. I'm just gonna sit for the week and catch up on rest, and just be ready to go next week. Well, I kind of felt bad, right? It's these guys have always bent over for me, let me help them out for once, because they'll repay the favor. That's what they'll do. Called back next morning. I was like, "You still got that run?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "It's been bumped up to $4,000." I was like, "Well, I was thinking closer to 45." So originally I told him I'd do it for 5, but he said, "No, we can't go to 5." And I said, "Okay." Well, I was thinking more realistically 45, and we met at 43. So a lot better than 35. A lot better. My cut was like for my miles. I don't count deadhead. Deadhead with these don't fucking exist, right? I got like 10 mpg to go. Okay, my pickup was 500 and still like 30 miles away from my last delivery. I got 10 mpg going. I don't care. So it cost me what, $30? Oh, really, it cost me like 30 gallons of fuel. Actually, no, it was 50 gallons, but I did put 100 gallons in just to kind of help out the next week. But whatever, I mean, that fuel's paid for anyways. It averages out, so it's like, people who just run week to week are doing it wrong, right? Unless you're trying to like limit expenses to go home or something like that, then fine, that makes sense. But if you're running for a whole month, why are you so focused on 1 week? If you have a good week before and you know you're gonna have a shitty week next week, use a good week to help out the next week. It's money, it can always be moved around. Picking up Troy though sucks, because I had a 2100 pickup. That one always takes 3 to 4 hours. It was done at like 12:30 in the morning. Then I got another 2.5 hours to drive to the cross dock. He's trying to say DC today. I don't know why. So by the time I got to the cross dock, it was like 3:30 in the morning. I was fucking tired. I only got like 4 hours sleep in the last 30 hours at that point. No. I'm trying to remember exactly how much sleep I got. I think 6 or 7. It wasn't a 30-hour stretch. That's coming up. That is coming up. Still waking up a little bit. Last night was a long night. They showed up. They're like, "Oh yeah, we can load you up. We'll probably come wake you up in 3 hours to have you open your doors." And I was like, "I need more than 3 hours." Because since I'm a short haul, I get loaded like towards the end of the line pretty much. Like they focus on coast to coast guys first, then the middle runs, the ones that go like from like northeast of Texas, for example, right? That's secondary, that's backups. And then the last out the gate, out the dock, are these short hauls, regional or just, 1,000 miles, sub 1,000 miles. Well, he's like, "Okay, we'll drop your trailer. I'll just make sure you're loaded last." I was like, cool. And they know who I am, so it's not like they were doing me, like, going out of their way to really help me. Like, they have a yard dog. They don't have a driver for it, but they have a yard dog. So, I ended up getting up around like 9:30, and my shit was ready, so that was much better. 5 to 6 hours sleep was much better than 3. Especially since 3 was going to be interrupted, and then I can go back to bed for like another hour probably, and it's like, nah, fuck that. But, also, at the holiday weekend, the reason why this pays so good, this one did, is because it normally doesn't pay that high, right? It usually pays around 32, but it finished a Thursday. And it wasn't like it finished late Thursday. It ended up being late Thursday. But originally it was 6:30 in the morning on Thursday. It was 6:30, right? First delivery, Chester, New York, which is up there near Montgomery, New York, so off the 287, right? Stop and shop. That was easy peasy. It was at USA, if I remember right, the actual warehouse. Appointment was 1,800. Easy fucking peasy for Sunday. Oh, this was a heavy load. Let me get on that. 41 for 33 pallets. And it ended up being closer to 42. Either way, my truck fucking felt it, because I spent a lot of time on 84 and a lot of hills. A lot of fucking hills. Especially in Connecticut. And then I had to do a lot of the southeast corner of Pennsylvania, from Harrisburg to southeast corner, Allentown, that whole region. So a lot of fucking hills. Like, my truck was unhappy. But no, so Chester, easy peasy, Sunday 1,800, right? So let me tell you about this fucking traffic though, getting out of Uxbridge. I've never had the traffic. It's Saturday, midday, like noon, right? Never had the traffic that I dealt with ever going in and out of Boston like that. And this is getting on 90, right? It took me 3 hours to go 100 miles. And at this point, I only had to drive like 5 hours. I was planning on parking in Montgomery at the TA. I was planning on just parking there, right? And just doing a reset pretty much. I was going to have to be able to do a reset for my appointment. It didn't happen. Well, this warehouse is like 20 miles away, but whatever. I mean, I would have just PC'd there and PC'd back because my next delivery is also late. I got to... I'm trying to remember the fucking... I'm trying to remember. There's a TA in the southwest corner of... I want to say Hartford. Don't remember. It's where like 80... Like all the interstates meet. I don't remember the fucking area. Anyways, I got there and I said, fuck it. I was over it. I was so over the Labor Day holiday weekend. You know, what's Labor Day? It's like Labor Day weekend. I don't know how to say that. Right? I don't know. Traffic was fucking retarded. I drove 100 miles. I was so fucking frustrated because it was absurd. 3 hours to go 100 miles. Zero fucking reason. Like, zero reason. It's just everybody in the mother just want to be dumb. Like, any sense of knowing how to drive went out the fucking window. It just, it was frustrating. There was hardly any trucks on the road. So it was all the car was doing. It was frustrating. So I said, you know what, fuck it. I'll just get up Sunday and just finish out the last, it was like 3 hours of driving. I don't remember how many miles it was. It was pretty easy. Got up Sunday, nobody on the fucking road. I mean, I hit the road at 7 a.m. Nobody on the road. Nobody. Easy fucking peasy. Easy peasy. I wish it was always like that. But it's Connecticut. It's never like that. Having easy traffic in Connecticut, it is a blue moon. It's a fucking blue moon. There'll be more Connecticut story for next week, because fuck you, Connecticut. Second delivery, because the first one went easy peasy, right? Didn't have any issues. I don't remember much about it. In and out, I think, in a couple hours. Next delivery, Monday, 2300. That's all I was saying. I was gonna be able to reset easy peasy. And this one is a mile away from the TA. This is Montgomery, New York. The Unify, down the fucking road. I only brought him 2 pallets too, and that was in and out of there in like an hour. No, hour and a half. Hour and a half. I did check out at my appointment time though. Yeah, I got out around like 12:30, 12:40, somewhere in that range, right? Fired the truck up though. This is when the truck gave me a scare. Alright. I'm gonna say I'm still gonna point to the batteries. I did find something about the batteries though recently, but we'll get to that in a second. Fired the truck up, and I'm noticing my RPM gauge is fluttering and surging, right? So it's doing this. Alright? It's not a good sign. Anybody knows what I'm talking about, it's not a good sign. Usually means something's failing. And I think also I've only got like an hour. I had actually decided to try to sleep in the Unify, right? So I've only got like an hour of sleep, and I was like, got woken up. I was not awake. I was like, maybe it's just a hiccup. It'll kind of work itself up as the truck warms up. Wishful thinking, right? Pull the dock to get ready to close my doors, and the truck like lunges forward. It goes from like 500 RPMs to like 1100. It like throws me forward. I'm seatbelted in, and it throws me forward. And I was like, that was weird. Did that once, and I was just trying to. I was. By the way, when I say it threw me forward, I was crawling out. I was letting the truck crawl itself out. So I was only doing like 5 or 6 miles an hour, and the RPM surge threw me forward. There was no speed increase. So I was like, okay, I really hope this is just a hiccup. But there's also nowhere nearby I can park, because the TA is now full. Although I still have my reserved parking, and they do enforce it, so I could just go back there and make them move somebody. I know somebody didn't pay, because I paid, and mine's good for another like 15 hours. Next delivery was in Nazareth though, at 0500 on Tuesday, right? That's important, right? to Trader Joe's. So I was like, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just drive down the road, pull into Service Plaza around 35 miles away. Got some time, got like a couple hours. I can kind of look into this, figure it out, because it is like an hour and a half drive either way from this Unified to Trader Joe's. So I have a little bit of window to play with to figure out what's going on. Truck is gutless. Like, when I say I'm getting on the interstate and my foot is floored and it feels like I have, when I was pushing it down, it felt like I had a third of the pedal. Like, it's like pretty much I had no pedal. It felt weird. Like, it was floored the whole time. Got on the interstate and it was not uphill. It was a slight hill, but I mean, it wasn't nothing huge. And should have been able to get on the interstate at like, I did lose 7,000 pounds, so 40, 45-ish. Got on the interstate like 30, and I was like, okay. I'm watching the boost gauge, can't get over, it looks like 25, which it was actually pretty accurate. So I was like, okay, something's up now, because now I know for sure there's a problem, because the boost gauge is not going up. Under load, and when I'm pushing power, and I'm really asking for the truck to put a lot of power down, I should be able to get up to 35 to 40 pretty easily. Like, it's like the truck doesn't. That's an operating range of the truck. Sometimes 45. 45 is like the limit, right? It didn't do anything. Any little uphill was a struggle. There was a power limit on this truck. I didn't know that at the time, so I pulled over. But there was a struggle. So I got to the Service Plaza and it was packed. And most of these Service Plazas have no real fucking truck parking or any spots. Like, Boston or Mass is known for this shit. I guess New York. I guess this area is known for it. I think I was in New York. I think sounds about right. I wasn't on the 287 yet. This was north of it. Yeah, I was in New York because I just came from Montgomery, New York. I don't know. The fucking borders over there are always weird. They always zigzag. So, and I wasn't awake. So I pulled over to it, hugged the gas, hugged the diesel pumps, tried getting as much over there as possible. I wasn't in the diesel pumps, but I was technically in the aisle. But I hugged and I looked over, and their truck could get through if needed. I turned the truck off, pulled out my scanner tool, cleared the check engine lights. That's when I found out my truck was derated, pretty much power derate. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go Versades. Well, I know I don't need a PM yet. I was under 30,000 miles at this point, right? Don't need a PM yet. I'm barely over 30,000 now. And those fuel filters alone, they can easily go double, like 50 to 60,000, like easily. So I was like, I'm gonna pop my hood, check my water fuel separator, or see if I see something like, a hose is bulging or something's leaking, or I'm losing fuel pressure. Because one of the codes in my the scanner said closed loop high fuel pressure, or closed loop fuel pressure, which I guess it means I have low fuel pressure. That's what that means, right? I guess I was being derated. So I was looked up. Water fuel separator is about halfway full. Would not cause any issues with that being derated now. And if I need to, and I had changed that water fuel separator about 15,000 miles ago. So, which I need to get more of those. I'm probably gonna flush out my tanks with some cleaner here. Right after the next PM here in a couple weeks, because when you flush your tanks out with cleaner, you're gonna eat a water fuel separator. So I want to wait until I get a new one in there, because I still have a spare, still have one. That way I can also gives me a chance to order more too, because it takes a couple to flush everything out. But either way, I was like, I don't understand what's going on here. I googled. It says everything. Most things say it's more likely you have a sensor fault failing, right? And I was like, well, it's possible. I am over 600,000 miles at this point. But there's been no other sign. This is the first time this truck ever even shown any problem like this. It's never done anything even close to this. Now this truck's gutless anyways. This truck is only a 4 1/4 1700 torque, so it's not a strong boy, right? It's not a strong lad. It's a tortoise. It will get up the hill eventually. Usually around 28 to 32 on 6% grades, and that's with 38 to 42,000 pound range. normally where I'm going to get to, right? I do plan on increasing the horsepower and torque here shortly, but who knows? I couldn't see what's going on. So I was like, you know what, fuck, or just maybe the hiccup. This truck has already done a couple glitches, right? And most of them keep pointing to the fucking batteries. I have recently found out though, because I bought battery cleaners and oil rings, anti-corrosion rings, pretty much. And I was like, well, on the little I'm on now, I was like, I had some time. I was like, I'm gonna just unhook all the batteries and clean the studs, clean connections, put those rings on, bolt everything up, because these things keep 3 of my positives keep coming loose. They're the only ones. They keep working themselves loose. I don't understand why. They don't look corroded. I don't know. I may have to just replace battery cables and fucking in the bars at this point, because now they have new nuts on them and it still keeps doing it. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. I kind of keep throwing solutions at it, and hope that works. They were fine. They were still tight. So, but I have recently found out though that when I went to go clean the connections, that one of the shops touched my batteries last. I don't know which one it was. I think I know one or two. Either way, when they put new nuts on it, one of my main negative on the first battery, the one with the really thick negative cable, is seized. They're glued together, and now the studs got stripped. So when it got put on or whatever, they stripped the stud so it spins in place. I can loosen it halfway, and then the stud just spins in place. So, but that hasn't been the battery. Maybe that's the problem. I don't think so. Who knows? I'll have that. Well, problem is though, if it's a stripped stud, there's nothing I can do about it except getting a new battery. So that, I don't want to mess with that unless I know that's the problem. And so far, I haven't had any more problems. I'm just making sure I stay on top of the battery, staying tight more and more now. Fire the truck back up, and it was fine. Nothing happened again. Here it is. A week later, no sign of it ever again. Matter of fact, the scanner tool, the memory for the truck, acted like it never existed in the first place. So it was a straight up glitch. It was the way the truck fired up. Every now and then, the truck will fire up, and it just trips itself out. Me and some other people seem to think, like other shops seem to think, it's what's below me, the batteries and the connections, right? So that is a problem I will deal with eventually. I'll just make sure to keep the batteries tight for now, because those are only like 7-month-old batteries, and kind of disappointed that one of the studs are already broken. But that's something I'll deal with. I go put new batteries in probably like another year-ish, half year to a year, so I'll be putting AGMs in. So now here's where the fucking fun of this load got. 23 minutes in to just 2 stops, right? Trader Joe's in Nazareth, PA. What a fucking circus. This place can go fuck itself. Go fuck itself. So I brought them 8 pallets, about 800 pounds. Okay, it's all pasta. 0500 appointment. They don't allow you to check in. It's about 30 minutes for your appointment time. So I check in at 4:30. Luckily, I was reefer, because they don't give you a door at check-in, which pretty common for Trader Joe's. You get a door when you check in at the receiver. But this one, I've seen reviews, you just pick a door, then you just walk in. But I don't know. Some reviews are saying they were getting a door, some were saying they were not. So you're told to pull in, park in a spot with or like a parking spot pretty much, and go into the office. There's all kinds of signs saying don't block doors, don't park here, don't park there. Do they listen? No. Are there really enough spots for all the trucks coming in to fucking take spots? No. I couldn't get a spot originally. I had to park down the corner, which is a very tight fucking U-turn, and I parked down there and walked up, and I got a door. Well, I was reefer. There was like, I walk in, there's like 9 people in line, right? Kind of behind that little drive in. I'm the only reefer guy there. So I gotta skip line. Make my own line pretty much. Get a door, get over there, and at this point now there is a parking spot actually open, but I get over to that door and it's open. It's not open, but somebody's in it. So I park, I go back in there, and I looked at, to see if somebody was in the driver's seat, a door, or the driver's pulled out or anything. No, they said red light. So I went in, they're like, oh, he's getting ready to pull out, we're getting ready to call him. It took a fucking 20 minutes to pull out, man. Like, he pulls up, okay? This is what's fucking mind-blowing. This guy knows this place is a goddamn circus. He pulls forward, and then it takes like another 5-10 minutes of doing like load locks in the trailer, sliding his tandem, closing his door. It's like, dude, you could have. I went over there. I was like, come on, man, let's do that somewhere else. That's all I said, right? I was like, come on, man, pull out and do that somewhere else. People were waiting on the doors, and he's like, no, now you're holding me up, slow me down. Like in the middle of him doing the load lock, like I was not stopping him from doing anything. I was pretty much asking him to do it somewhere else. It's funny though how he makes a comment that now I'm holding him up though when he's holding other people up. Funny how that works though. The irony of that statement made me fucking kind of chuckle. Yeah, it just gotta make me chuckle. So it took me 30 minutes to get my fucking door after given the door, right? So that was like 30-minute door. At this point, I already know I'm gonna be able to get some sleep. So, and with the shit that happened at the Unify, right? I didn't sleep at all that night, right? So, I'm like, here it is. About 23 hours later, I'm like, I'm gonna try to get 3 to 4 hours sleep. That's probably what these are gonna take. But what I'm saying, I'm gonna be here at least 3 hours. Yeah, I was there for 5 hours. Okay. So they called me at 7:30. Why? Just telling me they're going to take the temperature of my trailer. Why do you gotta call me that? Like, why? Why you gotta call me and tell me you're gonna take the temperature of my trailer when I get the green light pull out? Do you know what they didn't fucking do? They took the temperature, they didn't touch me right away. So why do you imply you're gonna get ready to touch my trailer if you don't actually touch my trailer for like another 2 hours? They didn't touch my trailer till like 9:30. I wasn't out of there like 10:30. They called me, okay? So they called me, like, hey, your bills are ready. I'm like, cool, hey, no lumper, you know? I was saying there might be a lumper. Walk up there to the office, right? Not a very far walk, right? That's the point. And she's like, do you pay a lumper? I was like, and I just flat out at this point, I was all over this place. I was like, why did you just tell me that a lumper from the get-go? Why did you wait to tell me that here? You already called me and tell me that my bills are ready. Because they don't do fucking links. They don't do cash, like the codes. It's checks only. There's no cash, no codes, no fucking links. So I had to fucking write out a check that I could have done the fucking truck if you told me the lumper amount from the get-go. What do I know? I'm just a trucker, right? Just a driver. But because they held me up, I was late. They fucked this whole load. My next appointment was 10 a.m. An hour. Well, it would have been an hour away, but we'll try an hour and a half away now, right? But that was not the important one, because that one, I mean, it was PFGA at Swedesboro, right? I still have 3 more stops today to do at this point, right? I still had Swedesboro, I still had Bridgeport, I still had Pensacola, right? Like, it's amazing how nobody gives a, and they know it's an LTLO. When it comes in, they know. So, it's amazing that nobody gives a fuck. What a circus. So Swedesboro, we'll come back to that one, right? Nothing happened, right? I was told to head down there, but I'm heading down there, and then I got a text mid-route. Go ahead and go to US Foods. That was for noon. I was going to get down to US Foods around like 11:40. Oh no, 12:20. That's what it was. Got there, US Foods, easy fucking peasy, right? Considering it will also, it's corporate order, no lumper. In and out. Fucking easy peasy, 2 pallets. Love these. No, I love these corporate orders. I love them. So it's 1,400. That's about. It was in an hour, right? So I called it in and out. But so it's about. I get over my next stop. Been to this place plenty of times. The location sucks. It's not set up for trucks. They can only unload 2 trucks at a time. They have to space them out. If you get to the dock to the left. And the dock's set up like this, right? And there's like a trailer here and trailer here. So, right, there is not enough room to like 45 anything. Like, no. How this dock is, if you get the dock to the left, the inner dock, you can side to side. It's tight, you can side to side. get to the dock that has technically the most room, it is only a blind side there, and you have to back in off the street. You guys want to see the address? Talk about 945 Sherman Avenue, Pensacola, New Jersey. You could showed up there at 1400. Traffic, right? It's about an hour away, 40 miles away, but traffic. So showed up there an hour later, pretty much. 4 pallets. My appointment was 1600. I was pretty much done for the day anyways. At this point, I was exhausted. I was like, I was gonna just sleep there anyways, right? Saw another truck doing a side back to back out on the street because he nosed in. You don't nose into this place, by the way. Do not nose into this fucking place ever. Don't nose in. You will fuck yourself. Until you know which doctor you get. Do not nose in. Park across the street. That was like a little warehouse lot. Park there. He's backing out, trying to back out to the street, and he fucking runs over like a what the fuck? It's like Arco, or is it Arco? Orco, some shit like that, right? The pest company. A little pickup with a little topper in the back, right? The guy had the door open and it was back there. Side meaning this side, just doing straight back. Fucking he catches this guy's door on the topper and rips the handle off. Almost catch the dude that was standing there too. The dude jumped out of the way because he almost got hit. So police showed up. That was fun. I was watching that. Because I heard the weirdest, like, loudest screech noise, and I was like, by the time I looked over, I was like, I don't see anything. That's what it was. I was wondering what the fuck it was, but that's what it was. No, this place, I'm so used to this place. I didn't have any issues. Got in and out my appointment time, right? I was told, though, so they had moved. Originally, I was supposed to have O200 Wednesday at Albertsons, D.C. All the next deliveries got thrown out the window for on time. Like, that Trader Joe's fucked this whole one up, right? Very frustrating for both me and my contact, because there were certain ones you cannot be late, otherwise you probably will not get an appointment. I was told to go back and try PFG again in Swedesboro, so I had to go back an hour west and try for 6 a.m. I showed up, called in. They're like, the security says, we'll have to check with the warehouse, see if they'll take you. If not, whatever. But either way, I'll call you. I was like, okay. Sat there for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, called back in. Still waiting on warehouse. That was one fucking pallet. One pallet of 80 cases, right? Supposedly they tried calling me, which I guess they did. That's the only call, my call filter just didn't let him come through at all. Like, straight to the call filter, straight blocked. No call log, nothing. I didn't know that. They're the only warehouse that I've dealt with doing this shit that's ever happened. And that's the same number that they tried calling me back on. I had called in, so I don't understand what happened there. But at the 2 hours of sitting there, as far as I know, they didn't call me. So I was told to move on, right? Which, whatever. Fucking technology twists steps. So ended up doing Albertsons. No, I ended up going to the PFG in Cole Township, PA. 4 pallets. Supposed to be there at 7 a.m., right? Well, if it's 6 a.m. and I'm down in front of Streetsboro, and this place is like 137 miles. It was going to take me fucking 3.5 hours to get up there because of traffic, which traffic was retarded. I hate you fucking Philly traffic. I hate you so much sometimes. Going from 985 up to 47, I believe it is. That's what it is, 287, 47, whatever. Stupid in the morning, stupid. Get up there though, I'm only there for a couple hours. They don't raise any issues. They would have had overnight parking if I would have been there, any other time. Like if I had Albertsons, DC, if I was still on schedule. Whatever though, it was. Then I go over to Milton, PA for the Weiss Market, and that place kind of blows. To be fair, my appointment was 1100. I didn't get there at my appointment time. I was there for like 3 hours for 2 pallets. To be fair, a lot of these places are working me in, so kind of blows. But originally was Albertsons on Thursday. I started off Albertsons. I can't remember, it was like a win. I say it was 200 again. It wasn't too bad actually. 2 pallets. I was only there for a couple hours. It wasn't too bad actually. Then getting to this place was interesting. It was Kosh Turkey Farm, and I'm gonna butcher the fuck out of this name though, but Tamaqua? Well, who knows? I might just fucking got it, you know, I think. That's Tamaqua. First come, first serve. I was there for like 2 hours. Albertsons, when they moved they had to move a pallet off to get to their freight. They destroyed this fucking pallet. I mean, they ripped boards up. So in the dark, because it was dark when they put the locks back up, I didn't see that there was literally that much of the fucking pallet in the bottom just gone, just ripped off completely. Wasn't even there. So when I showed up here, that pallet did this, like it collapsed, right? So they weren't gonna restack it, which is fine. I mean, I was wanting to do it. I was gonna know what the plan was, right? So I restacked it, 20 minutes. They brought me a new pallet, which they didn't have to do, but they brought me a brand new pallet to replace the pallet that got destroyed. I mean, they ripped that thing apart. If I'd known that, I would have. Well, there's nothing I would have done, because they also put that shit in the middle of the fucking aisle. Like, if they destroyed a pallet like that, it should have put against the wall. That would have saved it. Well, they brought me a new pallet. They brought me a shrink wrap, so I ended up restacking the shrink wrap, and I stacked it fucking way better than whoever loaded originally stacked the pallet in the first place. But there for a couple hours, and I had to go to Giant Food Stores in Carlisle, and Harrisburg was a little busy. Harrisburg sucks when it gets dumped on. And when I say dumped on, I mean rain. It sucks. Now, thank God for contact, okay, because these guys, could not have got there any sooner at 12:30. They stopped receiving at 12. See the problem? My contact was in constant communication with them from the moment this morning he came in the office, and he convinced them, because I came in with 2 pallets. I already had a lot more money. I still am an easy on and off, right? Easy. I showed up, 2 pallets, okay? I walk up to security, and security's like, immediately opens the door. Before I say a word, he's like, we're done receiving at 12. You're gonna have to get rid of your broker. And I was like, no. I just said immediately, I was like, no, they're respecting me. They know I'm here. And it like rolls his eyes and says, okay, and I close the door. Sure enough, they want me. Gotta love it. You don't get this shit with brokers. You don't. Like, having an LTL behind me, having that, they have some muscle that normal brokers don't. Okay, most brokers just don't care, right? LTL is a little different. That's the reason why I deal with a lot of this bullshit. But it started downpouring. As I literally set up the bag, started downpouring, I'm getting out of the truck, grab my hat, which go pack go. Fuck yeah, Parsons fucking ate it up. Thanks Dallas. All the Green Bay welcomes you. All the NFC North just hates you right now. The guy is already there, open, like, as I'm getting out to open my doors, he's already there to grab my bills, telling me, hey man, we're gonna get in. I was only there for like 15 minutes. I fucking loved it, because I was really worried that I was gonna get fucked and I was gonna have to keep one of them. Remember, I still had that 1 pallet though. And they were trying to figure out where to have me take that for redelivery. Originally, Denver was the option, Denver Cold Storage. You see it all the time if you're on 76. But they weren't able to redeliver till next week. The customer really, really needed it. Like, it's something, it's product they needed for production, right? So they needed it like within a day or 2, pretty much. And it's Friday, right? So it seems like they won't get it till Monday anyway, so I had to guess. But I am going back to Uxbridge, and I was like, I know I'm gonna go to Connecticut for pickups. Everybody already knew that, so I ended up dropping it right by MetLife Stadium. Not a fan of that area. 287. Okay, I'm gonna call it Greater Newark area, right? But 287 is fine. You get inside that fucking loop, bullshit. I don't like it. I don't fucking like it. Especially add in rain from rough ass fucking roads. Like 95 rough ass roads in your light. And I only had one pallet, 80 cases, right? Show up to Elite Cold Storage? Elite something. It was in Carlstad. A tighter place. Not bad though. I mean, I've been in tighter. It's amazing the yards they go to now, the LTL. Like, if you just do like DC shit, like main warehouse to main warehouse, man, you guys get spoiled. Like doing LTL, I go to a lot more tighter yards now. That's definitely pushed my skills a bit further, especially when you're tired, because I'm a lot more tired when I'm doing these backups. So it's helped me become a better driver. That's for damn sure. But I was next in line, and there's one pallet right next in line, and I show up there, grumpy old man, but it was fine. Just grumpy old man. In and out in like 20 minutes after I got the door. That dude could fucking whistle. That dude can whistle though, because he didn't come out. So what he did is when he told me to come back in and get my bills, he just whistled. But it was easy peasy. Downside was fucking rain, and then I had the rain going to Connecticut. Then that's what I was talking about earlier, where I got another Connecticut story. But anyways, fuck, 41 minutes. I thought I'd move past this, ranting and raving an extra 20 minutes more than necessary. But anyways, stay safe out there. Bye.